Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jack. This is my second video. Just something I want to share with everybody regarding heating their home. So here's the deal. I used to have a Burnham oil boiler and developed a leak in it, and then I had to get another furnace. And at the time, oil was pretty cheap. I think I was paying something like 60 cents a gallon. Um, Obviously, if you're an oil heat customer today, you know that you're not getting oil for 60 cents a gallon anymore. It's spiked quite a bit. Now I haven't used oil now for about 3 years, and the last time I purchased it, I think it was somewhere around the price of about $3 a gallon. So I wanted to convert the gas to obviously save on my energy bills. So if you already have oil, you have a couple options. I mean, this is all assuming you have gas in the area. You either convert to natural gas, you get a whole new boiler, or set up with propane. The problem is that traditionally when you do something like this, there's really no going back to oil. Then what are you going to do? You're going to get another furnace? I mean, some homes, if you're really creative, you can have two boilers, and there's ways to make anything work. But what I decided on is actually converting my oil furnace into oil boiler, that is, into a natural gas fired power fired boiler. So what I did is, obviously the boiler is the same whether you use oil or gas. It's a Smith, which you can see right over here. And it used to have the oil. And there's a shot of the oil Beckett burner. The oil burner was running at about 140,000 BTU, if I remember correctly, based on pressures and orifices and nozzle. And this unit here is running at just about the same. I don't recall exactly because I've done this about 3 years ago, but it's a Riello 40 series gas burner. And this is fired at approximately, right in that ballpark, 140, 130,000 BTU. It's all adjustable. Now there's a range when you purchase one of these, so you can go from, there's a range as far as firing rates, somewhere from, and I'm just making this up, obviously you got to do some research on your own, but maybe from 70 to 150,000 is one range BTU, and then maybe from 150 to like 300,000. That would be the other range. So, and it comes with washers. And every washer obviously has a different size opening, so you can set your rate. There's also an air, like a baffle in there, and you can adjust that based on a number, and that way you can kind of set your optimum air. Obviously you want peak efficiency. So let's talk about the benefits of this real quick, because once again I want to share this with everybody so that they can maybe save some money, and I think that would be really cool. So let's talk about the benefits of this. For starters, the Riello unit itself, if I recall correctly, was probably around like maybe $500 to purchase. They have a couple of different options. I know Carlin makes a gas burner, and I think there's another one. I don't recall exactly, but I'll be honest with you, from my experience at this point, and I haven't really dealt with Carlin much, but I'm pretty familiar with Beckett, and God knows, because I've done so much work on it. And obviously the Riello, I used to also have a Riello oil burner in the past. It seems like this is probably the best quality, and that's just my opinion. Do your own research, like I said before. But this unit's kind of neat. This little black box I'm pointing to right here controls an air damper. And with that damper, when the unit's not operational, it shuts the air off. So essentially boosting the efficiency, because you're not getting cold air infiltrating the boiler and going up the chimney. The unit comes with the gas valve, obviously. I did my own plumbing right here. I just ran a 3/4-inch black pipe. And it comes, like I said before, with the washer, so you can set your pressures. I believe it's even compatible with the with propane based on the orifice. I'm not 100% sure. The unit itself, I'm not going to take the cover off right now, but it's just like essentially your oil. You have a blower motor, you've got the fan, like the little squirrel cage they put inside there. You have the electrodes, you have the transformer, you have a reset right here. And that's actually a light as well, so it flashes out different error codes if you haven't had a problem. I haven't had a problem since 3 years. And like to get back to the benefits, like I was talking about, one of the best things is no more boiler cleaning. When I first moved in to the home about 10 years ago or so, I didn't realize, the price of different types of fuels, and I used to get the oil deliveries, and they actually charged me a surcharge on top of the price of the oil in order to provide maintenance. And what they would do is, put in, change the filters for me, do the fills, and do the annual cleanings, and obviously the service calls, which honestly in the very beginning were quite frequent until I kind of figured it out on my own and, what I need to do to keep everything operational. And oil heat is kind of simple. I mean, boilers in general, in my opinion, they're not really terribly complicated. If you take your time and look at every system one at a time, you'll realize it's really not terribly complicated. I mean, definitely, don't get me wrong, I've run into some problems that are quite complex. But for the most part, cleaning a boiler, changing the nozzles, it's relatively straightforward. Like I said, one thing nice with this unit is that you don't have that issue. The combustion is so clean that it never gets dirty. I've opened it up. I've got the little cover right over here, and once again, I'm not opening it right now, but I got the cover over here, and inside you've got, you can, geez, I don't even know the technical name for it, but I guess you can clean it out, and it's a clean out, and you stick the brush in there and stuff like that, and you have all the cast iron sections with the nipples on it. And I'll tell you, I've opened it up probably a year after I operated it, and I haven't opened it up since, and it's spotless. The cast iron's perfect. There's no soot, nothing. In the chimney, it's spotless. It's it's so neat that it takes away that maintenance aspect of having the oil. As far as the problem associated with using the oil. Now, as you can see, I kept all my old oil tubes, and I know it's a little dark maybe, but see, they go up the wall. I got the oil filter here at the vacuum gauge, and I did that for a reason. So if oil were to ever drop in price and gas go out of control, I don't anticipate that happening anytime soon, maybe ever. But I can always switch back. And of course, as the doomsday prepper, you're always going to be able to find oil somewhere, I suppose. You'll always be able to heat your home. So yeah, it's an easy conversion. Simple flange, common. This unit comes with a universal, and you can fit it on just about any type of boiler. One thing nice about Smith is that Smith is one of the few boilers that actually advertise that they are compatible for both gas power burner and oil as well. I don't know why others don't do it, because it really is a relatively straightforward conversion. A lot of the commercial buildings like schools and hospitals and stuff that used to use coal heat, if you ever look inside their boiler rooms and their steam plants, you'll see that they converted from coal to oil, and they retrofit it now even a step further, and obviously they're going to the natural gas. This unit here is its efficiency rating is 85.5. I was told from a Smith representative, because obviously I called them up, asked them a lot of questions, that the efficiency does drop a little bit when you go to the natural gas, albeit only by maybe like 1 or 2 percentage points. And the reason for that, and he didn't really explain it to me, but I'm just kind of deducing on my own, is that the oil itself, when it burns, it produces a lot of radiant energy. Whereas natural gas, if you ever notice, it kind of creates more of a bluish type of flame. Oil, when it burns, creates more of like an orange type of flame. Once again, what I'm deducing here, and I may be wrong, is that as the oil burns, it actually, the radiation of it actually heats the sections within the boiler. Whereas with gas, you're depending strictly on, or not strictly, but mostly on convective heat exchange. So you don't have that as much. Anyways, nevertheless, if you look at the price, per therm right now I'm paying about $1. A therm is equivalent to like 100,000 BTU. Oil, you're paying like $3. You get like, I don't know, how much is a gallon of oil? 140,000 BTU, something like that. So, you do the math. You're saving just about 50% on the same amount of heat, or more than 50% even, and you have no maintenance associated with it. You've got all the peace of mind. No more clogged nozzles, no more dirty nozzles, no more dirty filters, no more clogged lines, and all the mechanisms associated with operating the oil. So I think this is a kind of a neat conversion for people who don't want to change their boiler and spend all the money that's necessary to put a whole boiler in. And you put the natural gas, the power burner in. Once again, look out there. There's so many different options for you. I chose the Riello, but I know Carlin is out there as well. And I believe there's another one. And you can make this work for you. Now, I'm not a plumber, So don't use anything that I tell you right now, as the way, as far as adhering to codes or anything like that. I'm my own person, and I'm a tinkerer. And this is kind of what I came up with. I try to adhere to codes that I'm aware of for the most part, and do everything right. And I'm quite safety conscious. But if you choose to do something like this on your own, I would definitely recommend getting a licensed plumber, and don't let them tell you it can't be done. A lot of plumbers don't like to do work that's not common for them. They like to sell the stuff that brings them the most profit, or that they're just most familiar with for simplicity's sake. Don't do that. Go with a plumber that is into working with high efficiency things, into working with retrofitting, because this type of stuff is legal. It's not like we're doing something here that's taboo or anything. I mean, this is simple conversion that's been done for many years, by many different, mostly institutions, like I said, the schools before. So you could definitely do this, and it's not that hard. And Riello wouldn't make a burner rated as such a low BTU if it wasn't to be used in in some type of a residential application. So, anyways, I hope this all helped. You can email me for questions. I can't promise I'm going to get back to you anytime soon. On a final note, I just recommend, if this is something that interests you, and legitimately, it does save money. I mean, I had a heating bill. I remember for a while there with the oil, I was paying almost $800 a month. I mean, that's ridiculous. I've never had a bill now. I would say on the coldest of winters, probably in the mid threes. So, and that is counting electric. So, it's definitely something worth considering. It's worth the $500 to spend, or $600 on a burner. Maybe a little bit more if you get more bells and whistles with it. It really is. Once again, I hope this helps, and have a good day. Good luck. Take care.